Hi, my name is Nuala and today I'm going to demonstrate for you a large hip rotation. This is used a lot in Arabic dance and I think it's probably the most requested move from all of my students to break down because it does seem to confuse people a great deal. So to stop that confusion a little bit, I'm going to turn my back to you to show you how to do the move. First of all, I'll show it to you from the front. And again, there's many variations on this, but the basic move is this. Obviously, you can throw the head and make it more dramatic. You can slow it right down. You can add some twists. But what I'm going to demonstrate is the position of the feet, the hips to body, the parts that really confuse people. Okay, so we're going to start off with our feet quite wide apart, further than shoulder width apart. It's quite a wide stance. And you're going to lift your right foot off the floor. You're going to do three things at the same time. Lift your right foot off the floor, whilst pushing your left hip to the left, whilst tucking your bottom under. So even if I started here, so you could be doing a shimmy beforehand, whatever you're doing, you need to get into position. So right foot to the right, hip to the left, bottom under. And what you want to do for this move is to practice just that bit over and over so it becomes automatic. So when you've got that nice little pause in the music that tells you to do a hip rotation, you can just easily go into the stance instead of thinking, oh, does my hip go right, does my foot go left, whatever. So just keep on practicing that. The hip's gone to the left, your bottom's gone under, and your foot has gone to the right. When that's really in your head, then you can take off by pushing your pelvis out, keeping the bottom under, and rolling it around to where your right foot is. So keeping the bottom under, push forward so you get this roll until your right hip is now pushing out to the right. I'll just do that again. So if we started from here, I'm going to do a hip rotation and foot to the right, hip to the left, bottom under. Push forward, make it a nice big half circle till your right hip is pushing to the right. At that point, you bend, okay? Now make sure you don't have a horrible hump in your back, okay? Just a little bit arched there, and the legs are really quite straight, apart from maybe a tiny flex, but they're very straight. And then you push the hips or the pelvis around to the left where you started. And of course, your bottom is out. When you started, your bottom was under until you got round to your right side. Then over you go with the bottom out, swing round to the left, and come. But it really depends on what you're going to do after that. If there was a little stop, you can do a little pelvic stop like that. But that's basically it. Just keep practicing that. And if you want to bring the arms in, do not attempt to bring the arms in until you've mastered the hip rotation because it's just too confusing. Once you've got a good idea of the hip rotation, then what I would do is just keep the arms out to begin with, making it as simple as possible. There's your first roll, hips over to the right, and when you move down, bring your arms in front of you, just cross, and then bring them to the back. And there's your hip rotation. So you can do a little pelvic stop at the end of that, and I'll demonstrate how to do that little move in one of the other clips. And variations then on your hip rotation. Again, don't do this until you've mastered the basic, but you can of course throw your head round and you know, depending on the music, do what the music tells you. If the music's slow, then you go slow. You can speed it up. Just try and interpret the music as best you can.